So I'm not even gonna lie, seeing this entire episode, I got very teary-eyed during this whole stuff involving Zenzo. Like, honestly, the Shogun assassination, part 3, just fucking nailed that scene perfectly. And I even say, people might call me out, that scene was even better than the manga. What? So we find straight out about what was actually happening with the Iga clan. It was like pretty much to find out to like snuff out the traitors, and Shiga was there all along, and finding out as well when he was actually at their base, like it was Gintoki, Kagura, Shinpachi and all them, finding out, and you know, there was a little bit of jokes here and there, like it was like a kind of a nice little cool down for like the whole big event that is now about to come. And when we see the Harasame arrive, and like Gintoki's like, there's only one way to stop this guy, like there's no way that this guy would just stop at just having, you know, the Shogun's head. He wants everything. He's like, we have to kill this man. And just seeing that side by side with Gintoki and Takasugi, yeah, only just shows that we're getting closer to that very like fated battle that I think a lot of people already know what's going to go down with that battle right there, because it's goddamn fucking hype, and I can tell you that much already. Even still as well, like we find out the whole thing about Zenzo and the Shiga, like everything that was going on between them and what exactly was going down. It turns out, you know, he has a very close relationship with like all, like with Saratobi, with Zenzo, like with a lot of them, and it's like I really do like this kind of like relationship that they had, where it was like, oh, like he kind of got tired about the body doubles and he wanted to protect them, and it was like, and Zenzo thought, oh, he was just a good for nothing brat and all that, and it's like, you know, our comrades are dying just for him, and I really like that he actually went out there to protect him, and actually he took the blow for the fucking guy. Like I really like that, like he took a blow for the actual guy, and like he actually, whilst all that was happening, like I think it was like 6 months or so, he took 6-7 months where he like stayed in hiding with them and like with the Oniwanban, and actually like learned how to train. It was like, for a shogun like who's like pretty much being like a lot of the time being belittled to like, oh, I'm just the power guy, and it's like I really did like that. So it's like, oh, I'm just political, so I'm just there, you know, to keep the country, you know. But like to him to actually be fighting and actually even taking, like, you know, throwing a kunai and taking it, I really like that. And even when Saratobi heard about everything that Zenzo did and saying, like, you know what he did, and he would rather, you know, take his power away of becoming the Shogun than rather, you know, like, letting his friend die. And you know what happened and all that? He fucking did that. Saratobi came running. Honestly, this is one thing, like, just personally from me as well, that I would have liked from this arc, because I especially loved the whole bit where he was on the ship, and, like, they were like, yeah, we're not gonna, like, fuck all this shit with you, like, Zenzo, we're not gonna keep you alive, like, because that's just fucking stupid anyway. Like, we gotta make sure, you know, all of that disappears, and it's like, we're not even letting Zenzo bear the cross of, like, actually being the one that killed the Shogun, because that guy, he fucking died. Like, that guy who was there, that wasn't like a little fake robot, that was an actual dude that they sacrificed. That was like that other dude that they had, and it was like, that kind of was messed up. And even when they found out, it was like, with like I believe with Sogo's group, it's like we found out that he had a scar on his like back of his neck and all that, and it was like, yeah, that's how they found out afterwards. And I'm like, this is pretty messed up. But when like he was fighting all of them, like all on, like, you know, Takasugi's ship, and he took down a lot of those like fucking ships to make sure they didn't have any of their cannon fire, and it's like, well, you're just gonna have to rely on your actual like brute force and all that on that instead of just laming it out. So I love that it turned out to be, yeah, this is what we gotta fucking do, and I really did like this. And honestly, I was getting emotional when I saw like the whole scene when he was fighting everyone and just taking everyone down. And honestly, as much as I love Zenzo, I feel like that scene would have worked a lot more if he actually died. Like, I honestly feel like the whole bit of him just smiling at the end and getting all emotional, I honestly did think that should have been that right there, because it was really emotional. And also, you should have added a little bit more to Saratobi. Like, it would have been a nice thing. I know it's already out there, and this is getting more into fan fiction kind of stuff with this, but I would have liked at the end, like, kind of Saratobi realizing that she actually really cared for him all along instead of, like, over Gintoki. Because, you know, maybe that's just me, like, I think Gintoki's, like, way better with, like, I would rather see Otae with, like with Gintoki there. Although, the one I want the most is Tsukio and Gintoki, but I honestly would have liked that, like, over, like, Saratobi and that, like, kind of that relationship. It's always been a little bit weird, and realizing, like, oh, I've just been using Gintoki as an excuse all these years, so I don't like to prove you wrong and try and make you a better person. It's like, it would have been cool kind of like that, like a little emotional. But honestly, if she saw, right, she got there too late and saw, like, what happened to him, honestly, that would have fucking, like, her snapping, going against everyone, I don't know, saving Zenzo is a little bit weird. I mean, I do feel like Zenzo's are one of my personal favorites on there. I really liked it, but to go out like a G, that's a way how you fucking make a character like it's a respectable fucking character. And you know, stuff has happened that before previously in the series, and it's really enjoyable. And I do think, you know, maybe he should have died for that, but even still, this was a fucking great episode. I really enjoyed it. I think this was a flat out 9 out of 10 great shit. I really did enjoy this one. Honestly, like, the thing I liked more is that, you know, the whole scene with him fighting everyone, that was way better in the anime than it was than personally in the manga. Like, honestly, the music and everything and just the animation, that just works so much better right here in the anime than it did in the manga, and I really did enjoy it that much. But honestly, let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section down below. What do you think of this episode? We're getting very close to concluding this stuff, and I'm looking forward to that big clash between Gintoki and Takasugi. I'm looking forward to that a lot. But honestly, let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and that's all from me, so I will catch you guys next time.